Although Beethoven only wrote 9 symphonies, he influenced the sound of the symphonic writing by exploring the full possibilities of each instrument and form. This video will explore Symphony No. 6 with particular reference to programmatic elements. It has 5 movements, makes use of the standard classical orchestra with the additional use of the piccolo and trombone. Descriptive titles are Movement 1, Cheerful Feelings After Arriving in the Country, 2, Scene by the Brook, 3, Happy Gathering of Country Folk, 4, Thunderstorm, and 5, Shepherd's Song, Cheerful and Thankful Feelings After the Storm. Composers had used programmatic music in the past, such as Vivaldi's The Four Seasons, which used descriptive sonnets for each concerto depicting the sounds and effects from the seasons. He placed lines from the poems at the appropriate passages in the musical score. Beethoven gave this symphony the title the Pastoral Symphony, or Recollections of Country Life. First performed in 1808, he wrote that his intent was more to express the feelings of being in nature than painting a picture. Movement 1 in sonata form, we can see the countryside Beethoven envisions. The key of F major, 2/4 time signature, simple rustic themes, and Allegro ma non troppo tempo suggest the pastoral setting of a simple life in the country and give it its calm and cheerful mood. The opening drone of an open fifth in the lower strings also adds to the pastoral character. The repetition and continuity in nature is represented by the same bar repeating itself, but each time with changes to dynamics, articulation, and the movement of melody from one instrument to another, usually starting in the violins. Also lending itself to the relaxing mood is the harmony, which is largely static. Movement 2, the Andante molto mosso tempo and lyrical peaceful melody helps contribute to the spacious leisurely mood. When one phrase ends, a new one starts. Melodies move gently from one instrument to another in imitation, repetition, and sometimes together. It begins with the strings playing a motive that imitates flowing water. The cello section is divided, playing the flowing water notes on muted instruments. The brook murmurs in quavers or semiquavers throughout this movement. The violins, which start the main theme, then have trills to imitate birds, while the lower strings continue to imitate the flowing brook, now in semiquavers. Toward the end is a cadenza for woodwind instruments that imitate bird calls. Beethoven identified the bird species in the score: nightingale, quail, and cuckoo. Movement 3, a 3/4 scherzo and trio in compound ternary form, depicts country folk dancing and reveling. It is a wonderful rustic melody full of boisterous merrymaking, typical of country dance, like a landler. Beethoven imitates a village band humorously with a simple accompaniment using a mainly homophonic texture. The louder 2/4 trio section shows the dancers becoming more boisterous, with dynamics of SF and FF for excitement. The final return of the theme conveys a riotous atmosphere of fear with a faster tempo, and ends abruptly, leading without pause into the 4th movement, showing the uncertainty of nature. Movement 4 is a realistic portrayal of a storm using instruments in a wide range of dynamics effectively. It is in free episodic form, linked to the programmatic content. Cadences are less obvious, creating a forward drive of the material, painting the storm's relentless motion. The Allegro tempo, F minor key, use of diminished sevenths help establish the ominous mood, create tonal instability and agitation. Tremolo in cello and bass depicts the low rumble of thunder. The staccato on the strings, played PP, represent raindrops. The first big roll of thunder, he uses the timpani with the low quintuplets in the cellos and quadruplets in the basses. The timpani rolls, played FF, depict thunder. Sheets of rain are depicted by descending scale passages. For the terror of the storm, he makes use of piccolo with high shrill notes and diminished chords. He also uses 2 trombones to intensify and darken the mood. Lightning strikes are represented by the descending arpeggios on the strings. For the low rumbles at the end, he uses triplet figure in double bass to indicate the gradual departure of the storm. An ascending F major scale is a rainbow connecting the final movement. Movement 5. The Allegro tempo, F major key, gentle lyric 8-bar symmetrical themes, simple harmony, tonal stability and lilting 6/8 time signature give a portrayal of calmness and a general feeling of relief after the storm, which brings us back to the pastoral nature of the first movement. This mood is created by the use of a yodeling figure, a shepherd's pipe, moving from clarinet to the horn and then the violin, which establishes a true paradise that Beethoven found in nature. There follows a fervent passage suggestive of prayer, marked pianissimo and sotto voce. After a brief period of afterglow, the work ends with two emphatic F major chords.